Have you ever noticed how easy it is to say, I'm busy? It's almost a badge of honor now. We wear busyness like it's proof that we matter, proof that we're hustling, proof that we're doing something with our lives. But deep down, you know this truth. Being busy doesn't always mean being productive. Being busy doesn't always mean you're moving forward. Sometimes being busy just means you're running in circles. How many times have you worked yourself to exhaustion only to realize your bills are still piling up, your dreams are still on hold, and your heart is still restless? We've been told that hard work is the secret to success. But if that were true, the hardest workers in the world would all be wealthy. Yet many of them are still stuck in the same cycle. Paycheck to paycheck, day after day, year after year. The truth is, hard work alone will not change your life. Strategy will. Business can feel safe. It makes you feel important. It gives you the illusion of progress because you're always doing something. But strategy is quiet. Strategy is deliberate. Strategy requires you to slow down long enough to see the truth about your life, and that's uncomfortable. Because when you slow down, you see where you're wasting time, where you're wasting money, where you're saying yes to things that are keeping you broke and tired. Busyness is like running on a treadmill. You sweat, you push yourself, your heart is pounding, but when you step off, you realize you haven't moved an inch. That's what life feels like for so many people. They wake up early, work late, answer calls, attend meetings, scroll through social media to stay updated, and they're exhausted by bedtime. But then they look at their life and ask, why am I still stuck? Why do I feel like nothing's changing? Because motion is not progress. And effort without direction is wasted energy. I know this because I've been there. I know what it feels like to fill your schedule so full that there's no time to think, no time to dream, no time to plan. You feel like you're working hard, but you're actually running from the discomfort of clarity. Because if you stop long enough to see where your life is going, you'd realize you're not on a path, you're on a hamster wheel. But here's the good news. You don't have to live like that anymore. You don't have to stay stuck in the hustle cycle, wearing exhaustion like a medal. There is a better way. And that better way is not about doing more. It's about doing less with more focus. It's about trading chaos for clarity, trading overwhelm for intention. It's about becoming strategic. Strategy means every hour has a purpose. Every peso, every dollar has a mission. Every decision is tied to your vision. Strategy forces you to ask, where do I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and then build your days around that answer. Because the truth is, success is not built in a rush. It's built in alignment. If you are tired of being busy but broke, busy but stressed, busy but unfulfilled, this message is for you. Because in this moment, you have a choice. You can stay stuck in the cycle of activity, or you can choose to become intentional, focused, and free. The world does not reward busyness. The world rewards strategy. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner you'll stop chasing and start building. So, as we begin, I want you to open your mind. Forget the idea that hustling harder will solve everything. Let go of the belief that busyness equals success. Today, we will tear down that lie and rebuild your life with clarity, vision, and purpose. Because your time is too precious, your gifts are too valuable, and your future is too important to waste another year just being busy. Busyness has become a shield. For so many of us, it feels safer to stay busy than to slow down and face the truth about our lives. We convince ourselves that if we are always moving, always hustling, always doing something, then we must be getting somewhere. But here is the hard truth. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Busyness gives us a false sense of control. It tricks us into believing that filling every hour with activity equals progress. But if you step back and look closely, you will realize that a lot of your hard work is not taking you closer to your dreams. It is just keeping you distracted from them. Think about this. How many people do you know who are always tired, always working, always rushing, but never seem to get ahead? They are running from meeting to meeting, scrolling through endless notifications, saying yes to every request. Yet their finances are a mess, their health is suffering, and their dreams are still on pause. They are living proof that motion does not equal movement. The truth is, being busy feels safe because it allows you to avoid reflection. When your schedule is packed, you do not have to sit with your thoughts. You do not have to face the discomfort of asking, am I really living the life I want? Or am I just surviving? Busyness is a mask that covers fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change. It is easier to look productive than to admit you are lost. Many of us were raised to believe that hard work is all it takes to succeed. We saw our parents working multiple jobs, sacrificing everything to provide for us. And while their sacrifice is honorable, many of them were trapped in a system that rewarded busyness, not strategy. They worked harder, but never got ahead, because no one taught them how to step back, plan, and use their time and money intentionally. Busyness also keeps you broke because it drains your energy and focus. You become so exhausted from reacting to everything around you that you never find time to create a plan. You end up saying yes to low-value tasks, spending your money on temporary relief, and living paycheck to paycheck because there is no margin for growth. You are working hard, but you are working in circles. It is like driving a car at full speed, but refusing to check the map. You may feel like you are moving fast, but you could be driving in the wrong direction. That is what busyness does. It gives you the rush of activity while quietly pulling you further from your vision. And let us be honest, busyness has become an identity. People feel proud saying, I'm so busy. It sounds important, but here is what I have learned. Successful people are not proud of being busy. They are proud of being strategic. They do not measure their value by how many hours they worked or how many tasks they completed. They measure it by how close they are to their purpose, by how well they manage their time, energy, and money. When you are truly strategic, your life feels lighter, not heavier. You are not rushing from one thing to another. You are moving with clarity. You know why you are saying yes, and you are unafraid to say no. That is the difference between the busy and the free. So, if you feel stuck right now, if you feel exhausted but unfulfilled, it is time to be honest with yourself. Maybe it is not that you are lazy. Maybe it is not that you are unlucky. Maybe you are just busy doing the wrong things, busy chasing other people's priorities, busy trying to prove your worth through activity instead of results. The good news? You can change. Busyness is a habit, but so is strategy. The same energy you are using to run in circles can be used to move forward. It starts with one decision: to slow down, reflect, and take control of your life. Because you are not meant to live in chaos. You are meant to live in clarity. And clarity begins when you stop being busy for the sake of being busy and start building your life with intention. We've all been told that hard work is the answer. Growing up, we saw our parents, our grandparents, maybe even our neighbors working long hours and sacrificing everything for their families. And we honor that. We respect that. But here's a truth no one tells you. Hard work alone is not enough. If it were, every person working 2 or 3 jobs right now would already be wealthy and free. But many are exhausted, stressed, and still struggling to pay bills. Why? Because effort without direction leads to burnout, not breakthrough. Working hard is noble, but working smart is transformational. Working hard means pouring out your energy without always stopping to ask, is this taking me closer to my dream, or am I just surviving? Working smart is choosing to be intentional. It's creating systems that multiply your time. It's learning skills that increase your value. It's planning your day so that every hour has a purpose, instead of filling your calendar just to look busy. Think of this. If life is a race, hard work is running as fast as you can. Working smart is making sure you're running on the right track. What's the use of sprinting if you're headed in the wrong direction? So how do you make this shift? It begins with clarity. You need to know where you want to go before you pour out your energy. Take time to ask yourself, what kind of life do I really want? What do I want my finances to look like a year from now? What do I want my relationships, health, and career to look like? Write it down. Clarity turns your dream into a target. Once you have clarity, create priorities. You can't do everything, and that's okay. The key is to focus on what matters most. Many people are busy doing things that don't move them forward. They fill their days with noise because slowing down to plan feels uncomfortable. But that's the secret. The most successful people don't do more, they do less, but better. Working smart also means investing in yourself. Learn skills that increase your value. Study money management. Take courses that help you grow in your field. Read books that expand your thinking. Many people stay stuck because they rely only on their physical effort. But your mind can multiply your income faster than your hands ever could. Another part of working smart is learning to leverage resources. Stop doing everything alone. Delegate tasks when you can. Use technology to automate your finances, reminders, and schedules. Build systems that save you time and energy so you can focus on what truly matters. And here's something you need to remember. Success is not about being the hardest worker in the room. It's about being the most intentional. You could work 80 hours a week, but stay broke because you're solving the wrong problems. Or you could work fewer hours, but strategically making every move count. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people earning the same income. One works hard, but spends impulsively, doesn't budget, and has no investments. The other works smart, creating a plan for every paycheck, setting aside money for savings and growth. After 5 years, they've built wealth, not because they earned more, but because they were strategic. This is the difference. If you are tired of working yourself to the bone and feeling like nothing changes, it's time to shift. It's time to replace constant hustle with calculated moves. To stop trying to impress others with how busy you are and start impressing yourself with the life you're building. This isn't about working less. It's about working right. About understanding that your time, energy, and focus are your most valuable currencies. Every hour you spend is an investment. The question is, are you investing it wisely? You see, busyness is often a trap. It makes you feel important, but it keeps you distracted. Being strategic may feel slower at first, but it builds momentum that lasts. Because when you live with focus, you're not just surviving the day, you're shaping your future. So today, make a decision. Don't just work hard, work smart. Choose to pause, to plan, to be intentional. The effort you put into creating a strategy now will save you years of frustration later. Your future self will thank you for every thoughtful decision you make today. So many people wake up every day with no plan. They check their phone first thing in the morning, scroll through notifications, and immediately step into a reactive mode, answering messages, responding to demands, rushing to meet deadlines. And without even realizing it, their life becomes a constant reaction to what others need from them. But here is the truth. If you do not plan your life, someone else will. If you do not set your own priorities, the world will hand you its distractions. If you do not decide how your time and money will be spent, circumstances will decide for you. Planning is not about controlling every detail. It is about living with intention. It is about waking up each morning with clarity instead of chaos. When you plan your life, you reclaim your power. You stop being a passenger and start being the driver. You stop drifting and start steering. Think about it this way. Imagine a ship without a captain. It may float, but it will go wherever the waves push it. That is how most people live. They drift, reacting to every wave of stress, opportunity, or temptation. A ship with a captain, however, has a destination. The waves may still come, but the captain adjusts the sails, corrects the course, and keeps moving forward. You are the captain of your life. Planning is how you steer your ship. And let me tell you something important. Planning is not just for organized people. Planning is for dreamers who are serious about turning dreams into reality. Because dreams without a plan are just wishes. You can imagine success all you want, but until you create a roadmap, that success will stay in your head instead of your hands. A clear plan helps you filter your decisions. When you know where you are going, it becomes easier to say no to distractions. It becomes easier to walk away from opportunities that look good but do not align with your purpose. It becomes easier to focus on the few things that actually matter. This is especially true with money. Without a plan, your finances will always feel tight because your spending will be reactive. An unexpected expense comes up and you panic. A sale pops up and you swipe. Someone invites you out and you spend. But when you have a financial plan, you are prepared. Your money has a mission. Every peso, every dollar, every cent knows where it belongs, and that gives you peace. Planning also applies to your time. Many people think they do not have time to plan, but in reality, planning saves time. When you plan your day, you stop wasting hours figuring out what to do next. When you plan your week, you reduce the stress of last-minute chaos. When you plan your year, you make decisions today that align with your future vision. And here is the truth. Life will not magically slow down. If you wait for the perfect time to plan, you will wait forever. You have to create space. Start by taking 1 hour each week to reflect and reset. Write down your goals, your priorities, and the steps you need to take. Planning is not a one-time event, it is a lifestyle. Successful people are not lucky. They are intentional. They plan their work and work their plan. They are not smarter than you, they are just more focused. And focus is a skill anyone can learn if they are willing to slow down and take control. So here's my challenge. Stop waking up without direction. Stop letting life push you around. Start designing your days with purpose. Because when you live with intention, life feels lighter. You accomplish more in less time. You stop chasing and you start building. And one day, you will look back and realize your dreams didn't happen by accident. They happened because you planned for them.
So many people see money as something they simply earn and spend. They work for a paycheck, pay their bills, buy what they want, and hope something is left. And when there's nothing left, they tell themselves they just don't earn enough. But let me tell you something that could change your life. It's not just about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. Money without strategy will always disappear. But when you become intentional about every peso, every dollar, every cent, your money begins to serve you. It stops being a source of stress and starts becoming a tool for freedom. The first step is budgeting. Many people hate this word because they think budgeting is about saying no to everything fun. But budgeting isn't punishment, it's permission. It's about telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. A budget gives you peace of mind because you know every expense is accounted for. It allows you to enjoy life without guilt because you've planned for it. Here's a mindset shift. Stop thinking of budgeting as restriction. Start seeing it as strategy. Just like a general maps out a battle plan to win a war, you map out your budget to win financial freedom. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about positioning yourself for victory. Once you've mastered budgeting, the next step is saving intentionally. Many people save only what's left over, which is why they rarely save at all. But if you truly want freedom, you have to flip that habit. Save first. Pay yourself before you pay anyone else. Even if it's small, start building that emergency fund. That savings is your shield. It protects you from life's unexpected blows, so you never have to panic over one bill, one repair, or one setback. But saving alone won't build wealth. That's where investing comes in. Investing is how you make your money work for you, instead of you always working for money. And investing doesn't have to be complicated. Start small, start safe, start slow. But start, because every day you delay, you're losing the most powerful wealth-building tool of all time. Think of your money like seeds. If you eat all your seeds, you'll have nothing for tomorrow. But if you plant them, they multiply. A tree doesn't grow overnight. but over time, its roots go deep, and its branches provide fruit. Investing is planting seeds for your future. Being strategic with your money also means cutting out what doesn't serve your vision. That subscription you don't use, cancel it. That impulse shopping habit, break it. That expensive lifestyle you're maintaining just to impress people, let it go. Your freedom is worth more than someone else's opinion. When you begin managing your money strategically, you'll start to feel something you may not have felt in years: control. No more living paycheck to paycheck. No more feeling like money is slipping through your fingers. You'll begin to feel empowered, because every dollar has a job and every cent is working for you. Here's the truth. Broke is not always a lack of money. Broke is often a lack of strategy. And the good news is, strategy is something you can learn. You don't need to be a financial expert, you just need to be intentional. If you want a better life, you can't just hope for it, you have to plan for it. Start today by writing out your income and expenses. Create a simple budget. Decide how much you will save each month, even if it's small. Educate yourself about investments. Find ways to reduce expenses and increase income. This is how you move from survival mode to building mode. Because here's the secret wealthy people know. Money is a tool, not a master. When you take control of it, when you use it strategically, you buy yourself more than comfort. You buy yourself time, freedom, and options. And that is the true measure of wealth. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But every minute that passes is gone forever. And yet, so many people treat their time carelessly, saying yes to everything, filling their days with noise, and wondering why they feel burned out but unfulfilled. If money is your tool, time is your treasure. And if you want a life of freedom, you must learn to treat your hours like gold. The first step is to set priorities. Ask yourself, what matters most, not just today, but in your life? What's worth your time? Because the truth is, if you don't know your priorities, other people will decide them for you. You'll spend your life running around for everyone else's emergencies and neglecting your own dreams. Strategic living begins with clarity. Write down your top 3 priorities for your career, your finances, and your personal life, and build your days around them. Next, you need boundaries. Busyness often comes from trying to please everyone. You say yes when you want to say no. You accept commitments out of guilt or pressure. And little by little, your time is stolen. Boundaries are not selfish. They are essential. If you want to protect your future, you must protect your hours. That means learning to decline distractions gracefully. It means choosing growth over gossip, peace over drama, purpose over pressure. Strategic time management also means planning your day before it begins. Too many people wake up and let the day control them. They react to notifications, emails, and demands. But successful people control their day before their day controls them. Take 10 minutes every night to plan your tomorrow. Write your top 3 tasks and focus on them first. This simple habit can transform your productivity and reduce stress dramatically. You also need to schedule your dreams. Many people treat their goals as something they'll get to someday. But someday never comes if it's not on the calendar. Block time for your goals. Whether it's starting a side business, learning a new skill, or improving your finances, give your dream a place in your schedule. If it's not on your calendar, it's not a priority. Strategic time management isn't about squeezing in more. It's about focusing on less. It's about identifying the few actions that create the biggest impact and cutting out the rest. Imagine a gardener trimming a tree. If they let every branch grow wild, the tree becomes heavy and unbalanced. But by cutting away the excess, they help the tree grow taller and stronger. Your life works the same way. Pruning your schedule creates room for what matters most. And here's something powerful. Rest is part of being strategic. Many people wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. They think being tired all the time proves they're hustling. But burnout is not a sign of success. It's a sign of mismanagement. Rest is not a reward. It's a responsibility. When you rest, your mind becomes sharper, your creativity flows, and your energy multiplies. Protecting your time also means protecting your health. Let's be honest, distractions are everywhere. Social media, endless entertainment, constant notifications, all designed to steal your attention. You need to take your focus back. One way to do this is to set no phone zones or focus hours. Create space in your day where you disconnect from noise and connect with what matters. Even 1 hour of deep, focused work each day can move your life forward faster than 10 hours of scattered activity. The truth is, time is life. How you spend your days is how you spend your life. Every yes you say today shapes your future tomorrow, so choose wisely. Don't waste hours on things or people that don't align with your vision. Be ruthless with distractions, but generous with what matters: your family, your health, your calling, your future. When you begin treating your time like treasure, your entire life will shift. You'll feel more in control. You'll see progress faster. And you'll realize something powerful. Wealth is not just having more money. Wealth is having control over your time. So stop letting life happen to you. Design it. Protect your hours like you would protect your money, because time is the currency that determines the quality of your life. And once it's gone, no amount of money can buy it back. In a world that glorifies hustle, rest is often seen as laziness. We're told to grind harder, sleep less, and push ourselves until we make it. But what if I told you that rest isn't weakness? What if I told you rest is strategy? Because a tired mind can't think clearly, an exhausted heart can't dream boldly, and a weary soul can't lead with purpose. Rest is not about doing nothing, it's about recharging so you can do more of what matters. Successful people understand this. They protect their rest like they protect their investments. They schedule time for reflection, for quiet, for self-care, because they know a sharp mind will always outperform a tired one. Clarity is another weapon most people overlook. So many are busy, but they're busy running blind. They wake up every day without a clear sense of where they're going. That's why busyness feels so heavy, because you're carrying tasks with no direction. But when you take time to pause and get clear, everything changes. Clarity simplifies your life. It helps you see what's essential and what's noise. It helps you realize that not every opportunity is meant for you, and not every battle is worth fighting. Clarity gives you permission to stop hustling for approval and start moving with intention. And that's when your days stop feeling like chaos and start feeling like a plan. But clarity doesn't just happen. You have to create it. You create clarity by carving out quiet time, away from distractions, to ask yourself hard questions. What do I really want? Where do I want to be 5 years from now? What do I need to let go of to get there? Clarity comes from reflection, and reflection requires slowing down.
And then there's purpose, the heartbeat of everything you do. Without purpose, even success will feel empty. You can work hard, make money, and build a name, but if you're not aligned with your purpose, you'll always feel restless. Purpose is what keeps you going when the grind feels heavy. Purpose is what gives meaning to your sacrifices. Purpose is what turns discipline into devotion. When you live with purpose, every decision becomes easier. You stop wasting time on distractions because you know what matters. You stop spending money carelessly because your vision is too important. You stop saying yes to everything because your life is too valuable to be lived on autopilot. Rest fuels your body. Clarity sharpens your mind. Purpose anchors your heart. And when these three are working together, you become unstoppable. You're no longer just busy, you're strategic. You're no longer just working hard, you're building a life. Think of it like this. A bow only shoots an arrow after it has been pulled back. The pause, the tension, the stillness, that's what creates the power for the arrow to fly forward with force. Your rest is that pause. Your clarity is that aim. Your purpose is that target. Without these three, you'll stay busy, but you'll never hit your mark. So start protecting your rest. Schedule it. Guard it. Stop feeling guilty for slowing down. Rest is not laziness. Rest is leadership. Start prioritizing clarity. Journal, reflect, pray, and plan. And above all, stay connected to your purpose. Remind yourself daily why you started, who you're doing this for, and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. The truth is, success is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things, with the right energy, for the right reasons. Rest, clarity, and purpose are what make you truly rich, not just financially, but in every area of your life. Because wealth without peace is poverty in disguise. My friend, life is too short to stay busy and broke. Busy and tired, busy but never fulfilled. You were not created to live in chaos. You were not designed to simply survive from one day to the next. You were made for more, and that more will never come through running faster on the same hamster wheel. It comes from stopping, breathing, and becoming strategic. We've uncovered the truth. Busyness feels safe, but it keeps you stuck. Hard work alone won't change your life. Intentional work will. Planning your life is not a luxury. It's the foundation of freedom. Your money must have a mission, not just motion. Your time must be guarded, not wasted. Rest, clarity, and purpose are your greatest weapons for building a life of peace and abundance. Now you have a choice. You can continue doing what you've always done, waking up without a plan, hustling through your day, hoping tomorrow will magically be better. Or you can stop, get strategic, and take control. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. Will you still feel overwhelmed, always rushing but never arriving? Or will you finally feel light, focused, and free because you decided to live with intention? That version of you, the one with more time, more peace, and more purpose, is waiting for the decision you make right now. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. Start by writing your goals. Start by planning your next week. Start by making a simple budget, even if it's messy. Start by saying no to one thing that drains your energy and yes to one thing that builds your future. Your life will not change overnight, but it will change over time. And the best time to build that change is today. Stop being busy. Start being strategic. Stop chasing. Start building. The life you dream of is not out of reach. It's on the other side of focus, discipline, and faith. You have what it takes. You always have. You just need to choose it. So today, choose to step off the hamster wheel. Choose to become intentional. Choose to own your time, your money, your future, because your dreams are too important to leave to chance. This is your reminder that your time is valuable, your mind is powerful, and your future is worth fighting for. Start now. Start small. But the rest of your life begins with this choice.